Civilization owes to cultural evolution what nature does to its biological counterpart. Ecosystems arise through millions of years of competition, cooperation, and constant change. Likewise, art, architecture, and the design of everyday items, indeed, all the cultural artifacts of our existence, are marked by styles forged through endless cycles of innovation and borrowing. Dominant trends fade to oblivion, then arise again, remixed into the new. 4 styles arose out of this process. They are, in chronological order, Kitsch, Entropism, Neomilitarism, and Neokitsch. Each has its own mood and flavor. In each region of Night City, we might encounter more of one than the others, depending on its age, prosperity, and social status. Kitsch, the first of our 4 styles, is the lingua franca of the street. Every Night City neighborhood is awash with it, especially when focused on recreation and entertainment. Its style over substance mantra blares out from the objects of everyday life. Colorful and eye-catching, they must grab their potential buyers' attention in the store and distinguish them from the crowd on the street. Function comes second. Looks are what matter. Historically, Kitsch's spread coincided with the cultural revolution brought about by brain-dance technology. Worn down by the harshness of reality, people began to fulfill their unattainable dreams through brain-dance sessions. Fame, wealth, thrills, even the simple satisfaction of a happy day. Anything could be achieved in a properly tuned session. This unmooring from reality gave birth to a garish, gaudy style, marked by tacky colors and a flaunting of implants that had ceased to be mere prosthetics or unpleasant necessities. Instead, cyberware emerged as the core of a new subculture, one obsessed with owning and displaying modified body parts. Kitsch is a scream echoing through an age of crisis, war, and failing states. It is the style of anarchy, of rebellion against a social order represented by corruption and all-crushing corporations. Though briefly disposed by entropism in the years following its rise, it soon roared back and remains omnipresent and inescapable on the street. Entropism is the style of poverty. We encounter it in the neglected parts of Night City, where the bottom rung of society has been left to its own devices. The products of entropism are crude, ugly even, yet durable. As its catchphrase suggests, it is design governed by necessity, not aesthetics. Entropism embodies the breakdown the Fourth Corporate War left in its wake. When supply lines and international trade collapsed, an enormous crisis followed, leaving people to find ways to survive by any means and using whatever was available to them. That led to the emergence of a new style that valued cost efficiency and getting the job done above all else. Corporations and tinkerers alike started producing cheap, crude implants and vehicles, hacks to get people through hard times. By 2077, some vintage examples from entropism's heyday are still in use, but most products made in this style that we encounter are new. Plenty of companies still manufacture cheap goods for those that can afford only the lowest of the low end. Neomilitarism, our third style chronologically, adds a layer of deadly elegance and corporate militaristic fashion to the stylistic mix of its predecessors. It is mostly encountered in the wealthier parts of the city, especially corporate zones and business districts. This style is epitomized by the catchphrase, substance over style, according to which products should be forceful, functional, and high quality rather than flashy. Neomilitarism's distinctive features are its cold, threatening elegance and formality, highlighted by the visible presence of militaristic accents. Historically, neomilitarism has its roots in the crisis that followed the Fourth Corporate War. The devastation that came on the heels of that conflict hit everyone hard, corporations and governments included. Once the dust settled and countries began more or less successful attempts to restore their authority, megacorporations like Arasaka and Militech saw an opportunity to carve out their own empires. They leapt into the fray and emerged holding a bigger hunk of the pie than ever before. Thus began a new era, one marked by neomilitarism, a style that came to symbolize recovery and redoubled corporate dominance. When the Treaty of Unification brought an end to the war between the United States and the Free States in 2070, Night City gained independence from both, claiming a new status as an international free city. With the risk of destruction lifted and the city's new leaders determined to adopt corporation-friendly policies, capital once again poured in, and was captured by an elite new aristocracy. Thus, Neokitsch was born. The style of celebrities, brain-dance stars, magnates, heirs to corporate fortunes, and corporate CEOs. The 0.1% of the wealthiest and most influential night citizens. Those who have become bored of the chrome, black, and graphite of their suits and armored vehicles. Surrounded in everyday life by the cold style of the corporate overclass, they abandon it for gold, silver, and platinum, for the warmth of real wood, ivory, and natural furs, rare and exclusive materials only they can afford. Neokitsch is in a certain sense a return to the roots of kitsch, while also acting as a show of forceful luxury by people with so much money they need not care about the opinions of others. It is the style of demigods, the living legends of this world.